whatever you do, don't let it fall into the wrong hands.
Well, last time, you guys had fearlessly tracked down the potential kidnappers from Orphea at the behest of the townspeople, who felt that the aristocracy wasn't really doing much to pursue their kidnapped male family members. After tracking their footprints, the goblinoid footprints, and then one other larger set of footprints through Abe's home forest, you discovered some interesting items: a letter, a shrine, a pendant keepsake. You eventually tracked them to a cliff escarpment, and after camping out, realized that you could go through that cliff as the tracks ended there, but it was an illusory escarpment. You proceeded to sort of sneak down a series of tunnels. You saw a disassembled wagon that appeared to be the one that was used to transport the getaway hostage that you were chasing down. And after walking past the disassembled wagon, you found your way into a slightly wider corridor and were ambushed by two orcs who you quickly dispatched. And I believe there is also a warhorse in the corridor with you, in addition to Dave. And you high-fived a bunch, and that is where we left off, if you would like to resume what you were doing from there.
So the orcs that are on the map, are they dead now?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're dead. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they're gonzies.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at the combat logs. It seems like we all smashed them with some pretty hefty magic.
Yeah.
They should be gone now, right?
Yeah, they got it. Cool. Okay.
So, Abelardo, did you want to loot the corpses, as is your wont?
As is your want. Is Abe known as the sort of like
corpse looter?
The corpse looter? Is that what we're saying?
You're straight every time. This is very responsible of you. So
I just look for things, but I think we had already said it.
Did we loot these ones before?
Yeah, we got the great axe, and someone else got another great axe.
Oh, so you did loot. You did loot these guys.
Cool.
All right. So you see like a couple of offshoot-looking niches off the central chamber. They could be passages. They could just be niches. And you
So
see
I have dark sight.
dark vision. Yeah.
Dark vision. Sorry.
Sorry. Hold on. Does anyone have a torch currently? I can't remember whether anyone lit a torch or not.
I've made my mace glow.
I see.
So while I'm at the back, because I managed to take a sweet holiday from all of that combat and just sit at the back, I might just have a little check over our shoulder to see if anything is coming or has heard what was going on.
Make a perception check. Not yet.
No.
Wait for it. Sometimes it takes a little while, but we shall see.
I've got like a flashing D20 when I mouse over on that looks a bit glitchy. Okay, let's do it this way.
Oh, that's better.
Oh, brilliant.
Okay, with a 7, you don't hear anything, and you feel sort of cut off a little bit from the natural environment, even though you're underground, which is technically natural. The sort of stench of BO and metallic aromas in this cave are hindering your senses and distracting you from being more perceptive.
True.
You also hear, because it's only 15 feet away from you, the sort of snorting and stamping of an enormous horse in the corridor.
So Joseph says, those are some good kills. Let's get some more and try and rescue this last townsman.
Is everyone feeling okay before we head on? Everyone good?
Yes, Honey Bear.
Yes.
Not bad, thank you.
No, so I managed to not hurt anyone in that fight, so I just wanted to check that all you people who hurt people are not hurt yourselves. Yeah?
Yes.
Remember that
Goblin and orcs can't hurt me.
we have -1 exhaustion, right?
Yeah, I'm exhausted. It's fine. Cool.
Okay, so I'm at the front of the group because I can see in the dark somewhat. What do I see? I'll look at the different areas.
If Monty is the only one that has a light, yeah, is that correct?
I think I've got a torch as well.
Okay.
Well, I've got a torch. I think I was using it.
Okay. And where are you? Are you second, third, fourth?
Third.
Third. Oh, there you are. You're kind of barely visible there.
Try not to fuck up Zenowai's night vision too badly with the torch.
Okay, I'll say, Zenrai, what you see is the corridor continue for about another 15 feet before your dark vision sort of it goes into shades of grey, and it's not that clear what's going on down there. You also see a little ways into these niches on the left and right of you.
Okay. So I relay that information. Which way should we go?
Come on, that was a prime opportunity for a stage whisper.
Okay. There are 3 pathways. Where shall we go?
Nice.
We're going to have to clear this whole place out if we want to kill every last orc here. So just choose one and we'll go down there.
Okay, so let's go right.
Okay, you
12
head.
o'clock.
Sorry.
12 o'clock.
Okay, you head down the right-hand passage, and you discover a sort of increasingly narrow passage that seems to end in a stony crevice, but nothing else seems to continue beyond it.
Yeah, guys, like I said, let's go straight on.
You become stuck and can't get out. That's the end of your game.
What is your passive perception, Zenurai?
My passive perception is 10.
Okay, cool. If you guys want to move your little characters, I'll move the commoners if you're all heading in the sort of forwards direction. And I'll say you're all going to need to make a stealth check, especially the warhorse. Just so I can determine, like, I just assume at this point, because you're sneaking into this cave, that you're doing it stealthily. So let's see how stealthily.
Was it a stealth check?
It's a stealth check, yeah.
Did that go through?
Abe's one, yeah.
And for the warhorse, do I just do it for mine as well?
Yeah, for the warhorse, I would say... Actually, no, I can do the warhorse's one.
Okay.
Because I should have its stats. Let's see what the warhorse does. Okay, the warhorse rolled an 11. What was I saying?
I took my armor off as well.
Nice.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Stop dancing, you bright bear.
I can't resist the dance
I can't resist the dance.
as I clatter around.
Staggering into fucking everything.
Okay, what happens is Monty rolled. That was perception. Okay, so Zenurai tries his best to stomp his little feet as little as possible. Joza sneaks along like a shadow. Abe does a pretty good job. The warhorse, similar to Zenurai, is doing its best with presumably hooves. Actually, I don't know if a tiefling has hooves. I'm going to say no. And Monty seems to be really put off by the smell in here and stumbles into one of the commoners, who makes a noise like, "Ow, that was my heel!" And what you hear, Zenurai, is this sort of grunting noise on the other side of the corridor ahead of you. You also notice there's a door here. And Joza, you speak Orc, right?
Yep.
And you hear them say to each other, "What did Grinder do? Is he still there? Is he at his post?" And you'll hear another one say, "I don't know. We should check." What do you do?
I'll say...
I'll quickly say... Oh, that's you, isn't it? Sorry, Karen.
Yeah. I'll say, there's orcs behind that door. I think they're coming out to check. We should set up an ambush. Quick. Head into the north tunnel and back a bit, and we'll get them with our ranged attack.
Okay, cool.
I-
I'll say you guys can move back and you can try to fit into these little areas. I'll see how much of you can actually fit. Alright, this one can go down here. This one can go, I'll say... Alright, you guys can move the rest. I think you can move Dave, right?
No, I can't actually.
Oh, okay. I'll put him in here with the others. There's roughly that much space. Okay, cool. Alright,
Hello.
so... What you see is this orc come out of the door, and you also notice that it looks very similar to the other ones, and this little orky boy is going to make a perception check to see what he can see. Everybody holds their breath. Okay, with an 18, he immediately spots Monty crouched in the back of this tiny actually he spots Monty and Abe in this little crevice on the left, and he makes a noise like and Josie, you hear it as, what have you done with Grinder? Die now! And everybody needs to roll initiative.
Okay. I think we would have tried to shoot him a bit earlier on than that, but Slasher will get a battle, I guess.
Well, technically, like, if you weren't what's the word, like, if you had eluded his perception, then you'd have the opportunity to react, quicker.
True.
I'm just going to clear out this order, and then we can add
Roll.
everyone.
I'm really looking forward to being involved in this fight.
Ooh.
Harness your rage, little bear. We must destroy this pathetic orc.
You hear,
Small army of commoners.
you hear the commoner whisper in the background of the other cave. This feels dangerous. Are we going to be okay?
Oh,
Just grab your weapons and try to be okay.
No,
Oh.
Dave just like, yes.
I had no idea Dave could talk.
It's very nuanced. You have to kind of, it's a lot of interpretation, but
Okay, so first up is this orc. So the orc is going to tackle what I mean is address the first creatures that they saw. So it's going to come in here and get all up in Abe's grill, and confirm to be a hostile creature that can see. Oh, interesting. So it's going to try and great axe you. Does a 17 hit?
Nope.
Okay, cool. Then what you notice is a random other orc pops out of the wall from a place that you didn't notice, and he is going to try and look around, and he sees his compadre fighting and sort of is going to try and stand there and make a perception check of his own. With a 1, he just thinks that there's this one little group of people that his compadre is fighting, and he's just going to hang out by the wall just chilling. So next up is the warhorse. The warhorse, what would the warhorse like to do?
The warhorse is going to try and attack the guy that is just standing by the wall, I think.
Oh, nice! He's going to get a advantage because he is what's the word? Not aware of the horse's presence. It's 5, 10. Okay, so he's going to come out here and he's going to try and do a hoof attack, but he's going to roll with advantage. So a 17 is going to hit, and that is going to do 2d6 plus 4. Wow, that's quite a hit. 2d6 is 3 plus 4 is 7 damage of stampling damage to this orc.
damn.
Okay, so you see it sort of go. You see the orc suddenly scream, "What the? Who let this horse in here?" As he gets like crushed beneath its hooves.
Poor horse.
Next
do we have a name for the horse?
Yeah, it's Fox.
Fox.
Mhm.
Okay, the horse's name is Fox. Next up is Zenarai.
I'm going to blast the one that the horse attacked with Eldritch Blast.
Okay, roll it up. Okay, with a 10, your Eldritch Blast manages to sail over the orc's head and singes the warhorse's mane ever so slightly as it crashes itself into the wall, and the warhorse sort of rears up on its hooves, shocked by the sudden burst of light. Is there anything else you would like to do? Actually,
Oh,
you're hidden from that one, so you can roll with advantage.
Okay.
Because that one rolled a 1 on its perception, so it can't see anything.
Okay.
With a 13, you just managed to hit. So the thing that I said before is what you imagined might happen, but didn't end up happening.
My memory playing tricks on me.
And with 12 force damage, holy shit, that's awesome. You see that the bolt sort of goes through the back of this orc's head and just leaves a big smoldering hole where it went through. And the mane of the horse, in a prescient manner, does almost get singed, and the horse does rear back. But
just like kicks the ragdoll corpse of the orc to the floor.
yeah, exactly. That orc is no more. Would you like to do any movement with your turn?
No.
Okay, cool. Next up is Jose's turn.
I think I'm gonna do what I'm best at, and I'm not. This orc doesn't know I'm there, does he? He only saw them, or did he see all of us?
No, he.
Oh no, the other one only saw all of us. Yeah.
Yeah, because you rolled a 20, and this guy, so he doesn't know you're there.
Oh, okay, cool. In that case, yeah, I'll take a second, and I'll try and because I don't want to miss and shoot Abelardo in the face. So I'm gonna try and like get him in the back of the knee or something, so that he incapacitates him.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna try and do like non-lethal damage. Is that the idea?
Well, yeah. I'll just. I don't want to miss and kill Abe.
Well, but, like, you need over a 20 to actually damage me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool. All right. I'll try and aim for his ass then.
Okay, go for it. Roll an attack.
Shoot him in the butt.
Butt shooting.
Short bow attack.
Oh, nice. That's gonna hit.
If I click twice. Oh, it's the same twice.
It would have been with advantage anyway, so let's just take the first attack. So that's going to be 8 piercing damage to the back of this guy's skull. And that's -8.
It's butt actually.
Sorry, his butt starts bleeding this weird dark brown ooze, and you hear him scream out, "What? This horse is biting me? What is this?" And he seems very confused by what's happening. He doesn't realize it's an arrow. He thinks that the horse bit him. Cool. Would you like to do something else with your turn?
No, nothing that's useful. I'll just.
Would you like to do anything unuseful?
What could I do?
Why don't you go and check out that place where the orc came from?
Yeah, all right. Can I like move here and just see if I can, I don't know, forecast any other attacks from in there?
Sure. Make a perception check.
All right.
Okay. With a 14, it just looks like a series of rocky tunnels to you. You don't notice... Sorry, it's a rocky tunnel, and you don't notice any other tunnels that the orc must have come out of. It seems kind of baffling to you at this point.
All right.
Okay.
I'll end my turn.
Next up is Abe.
Okay, so I'm just going to attack my hand axe.
Go for it.
That.
Oh, it's a natural 1. Roll a d20 for me, and we'll see if anything funny happens with the natural 1. Do you know how to roll like a just a raw d20?
You can bring up that dice option, and you can go down to d20. If you just click on the left-hand column, it will roll 1.
That one?
Yeah.
Okay. With an 8, yeah, you manage to overswing a little bit, and you manage to fall down flat on your face. So it just means that you're prone on the ground, and you'll need to use half your movement to get up on the next turn.
Okie dokes.
There must have been some loose gravel or something under your boot. Next up is Monty.
Well, now that my sight isn't blocked because Abe is on the floor, I am going to cast Guiding Bolt.
Ooh.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Nice.
That definitely hits. Okay. Describe to me how this orc gets obliterated by this guiding bolt.
15 radiant damage. Shit.
The orc kind of bellows, and as that happens, the light kind of goes into his mouth, this like bolt of light, and then it kind of like, you see it just like pierce and shine out of every orifice. And then Yeah. You see a pinprick of light shining out of its buttock, and sort of and then explodes.
Nice.
Okay, sweet. That is exactly what happens. Okay, an eerie and violent calm settles across this tunnel, and we're out of combat. What would you like to do?
Mm.
Good.
Did you say food?
Yeah, check their corpses. I guess they're pile of sludge corpses.
Okay, make an investigation check.
I'll do that as well. Nice.
Okay. With a 19, you notice that each of them are carrying a great axe and a javelin, which can be used either as a melee or ranged weapon. They also are each carrying about 5 gold pieces, which strikes you as unusual for orcs, Joseph, because in your experience they're not particularly wealthy, concerned with material wealth. This is a strange thing for them to have.
Yeah, I'll pocket that. I'll get everyone some beers later.
Okay, sweet. What would your little unwieldy convoy like to do now? You see the door ahead of you and the various niches on the left and right. Sorry, you want to go where?
We haven't been down there, have we?
Yeah, should we check out the chasm?
Okay,
Yeah,
you're going to check the
the
southern crevasse. Okay, who's going first? Can you move your little icon to indicate?
Shall I go first because I've got dark vision?
Okay.
Yeah, sure. I'll follow just fine.
Okay. Make a perception check. Actually, I'd say you're both looking, so someone can roll with advantage, or you can both roll separately if you want.
I've got pretty good perception, +4.
Oh, wow.
Both are pretty shit.
Zedarai starts to be distracted like Monty by the sort of foul stench in here and looks around on the ground to see if he stepped on a poop or something. And it turns out he hasn't. It just smells bad in
I
here.
hate poop.
And Josa, you're paying a little bit more attention, but you're still baffled by the way these tunnels seem to be organic yet created or man-made somehow, and you don't understand how they work or whether there are more. You just see a crevice in front of you.
What can I see?
Yeah, how far down this tunnel can we see? If we move.
Pretty much exactly where you are. Like, you don't see anything beyond that. So, for example, you see, like, this. Can you see that? Do you see, like, the crevasse just narrows, or are all your icons in the way?
I can't see that.
Yeah, if you move your character back a bit. Do you want to just move into that narrow bit and try not to get killed by a trap?
Yeah.
Okay, send Dave.
No, fuck that. Well, yeah, I guess. What's Dave? Has he got anything that makes him good at that? Extras.
Coffee or?
The warhorse ahead. We could always send Fox and see what happens.
Yeah, you can just re-summon him, can't you, if he dies?
Oh yeah,
It's
it's
a
fine.
narrow.
If he dies, I just resummon him.
In which direction?
Into the tunnel.
Okay. Well, you've already seen sort of like the end of the tunnel. It just narrows to a point.
Okay, that's the point. Okay, sorry. Yeah. We it looks like it might bend off to the left here, but okay, never mind then. All right, let's head back and go to the door.
Let's send Rosa up to the door to sneakily do some snooping.
The warhorse.
Rosa.
Oh, okay, right. Send the horse ahead.
Sorry, what does the area look like to you? Doesn't it just look like this?
So it does, except this line of black is right on the edge, so it looks like it's just cutting off.
Oh, as in the way that I like reveal the thing is sort of cutting it off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's fine. I get it now.
Does it help if I like reveal it more like this?
Oh yeah, there you go.
So
Yeah.
you can
That
see it
helps a
like
lot.
end. Okay, cool. Sweet.
Yeah. All right. So Joe says, okay, clearly the only way is forward, and we know that there are more orcs behind that door, or at least that's where these ones came from. Let's go check it out, but keep your wits about you. It could be a trap. And I'm going to start creeping down here.
Down to the left.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You come to a door.
All right, I'll have a look around, start trying to look for anything I should be careful of with a perception check, I think.
Okay. Are you looking for traps? Are you looking for just general perception?
Yeah, well, maybe like another secret cubby hole like that last one jumped out of.
Okay, cool. Make a perception check.
Did you?
Okay, with a 14, it appears to be a regular door with no other nefarious associations. It looks all very normal in this section of the tunnel.
All right, I'll go and check out the door. See if I can see if it just...
Actually, with a 14, you start to hear dimly a chanting sort of sound, but it's very quiet. And it's in Orcish, and it sounds like rip, tear, open, rip, tear, open. And it sounds like it's quite a way off, but it strikes you as unpleasant.
Yeah, I don't want to scare everyone, so I don't tell them that. But I'll just say, yes, like there's more of them behind this door. Let's see if we can get in quickly. And I will look for a handle or a keyhole or just...
There's a pretty regular... There's a regular handle. You can just push open the door.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Cool. Inside, you see a little, like... It seems like a little camping area. There's 2 fire pits on the ground and a series of stones arranged in a circle, like for sitting and waiting. You're not overly sure what this is used for, but you get the sense this is where those 2 orcs were before they came out to investigate those noises.
What are you?
The crackling of the fire doesn't drown out the noises that I think the rest of you can start to hear now as you're on the other side of this door. There's a chanting in Orcish of that's coming sort of distantly but louder now.
Can we tell which direction it's coming from?
It's coming from... See this door in front of you? It's coming from sort of the westerly direction.
That's another door there.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess does everyone think we should just bowl in?
I quite want to look to the south because it looks like there might be a tunnel down for the first door.
Can you ping what you're describing?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's here, I think.
Well, do you guys want to... I already did perception check into the ceiling.
You'd be able to see, like, the wall there.
Okay, I can see it now. Gotcha.
It feels like a place to leave our humans around the fire. Maybe
you see the malnourished commoners are huddling around the fire going, okay, that's 4 orcs that we've managed to get past. Have you seen where our friends might be being held? Like, what's the plan here, guys?
Trying to find friends.
Yeah, shut up. We're trying to find your friends. We're pretty sure they're ahead. We've checked everywhere else. We saw them come in here. Unless there's another exit further ahead. They're in this cave system.
Okay.
Want to find them or not?
Yeah. I mean, if you're confident, we'll do our best. And they sort of like heft their scimitars half-heartedly.
Yeah, that's the spirit. Do we want to leave them here though, and move on without them?
Let's leave them here for now. They can always pile in. We can shout at them to pile in.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll yelp if anything happens. So.
Leave the panther to intimidate them further.
Yeah, could do. I mean, basically, okay. So Joseph Townsend says, "Okay, I think we're going to go ahead. Could get a bit too dangerous for you up ahead. You guys stay here. You can run if you want, but you probably won't make it very far out of this cave. We've killed everything behind us, and we'll come back to help you if we, run into trouble. I think your safest bet is stay here, and we'll escort you out once we're on our way. So, what do you think to that?"
They say, okay, cool. So we'll stay here, and if we hear something from you, we should rush in, right?
Yeah, if you hear us call for help, then come running in. But otherwise, defend this hallway and fight with honor.
Okay,
And-
all right, we will. Go on.
Sorry, if it does get dangerous, they can always hide in those places, can't they?
In
In
the
these tunnels.
sorry, let me go. Oh, the side tunnels that you guys just investigated.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Absolutely. They say, okay, all right. So if you call, we go in after you. But if bad things come to us, we hide in the crevices. Okay, is that the idea?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. They wipe like sweat off their brows, and you see them sort of like you realize for the first time that these guys have not eaten very well over the past few weeks, but their adrenaline has kept them going thus far. And they say, thank you for everything. We really want to get our friends back, so we really appreciate what you've done for us.
Silence.
What was that?
Shout silence.
Silence. And they sort of like shrink back.
So I'll then kind of come over and sort of pop a squat, but then realize I don't need to because I'm already much shorter than them, and say, don't worry about him. Here, take one of these each. It'll keep you going. And I give them some of them good berries that I've got.
Ooh, they take them reverently and say,
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, we could use it.
So I think I summoned how many?
I think you can summon like 7 or 10 or something.
Yeah, up to 10, which I did before we attacked the goblin thing, and they last for 24 hours. So I think I've still got 10. So I'll give them one each.
Sounds good.
Stores 1 hit point and provides enough nourishment to sustain a creature for 1 day.
Oh, they start to like nibble on the outside of one and be like, oh, this is more food than we've had in weeks. This is so filling.
We probably should have given you food a long time ago, but it's okay.
You looked at us pathetically right now.
That's okay. We were chasing our friend. His name is Graham, by the way, the one they had on the back of the wagon.
Don't worry, we will bring Graham back.
Thank you. We hope so.
Yes, very much dead or alive.
Dead or alive. Okay, cool. They look pretty settled by the fire in an uneasy state of rest, nibbling on these berries. What do you do now?
Okay.
Check out that door.
Yeah,
Okay.
looks like a good to me.
Okay, you all hear the chanting that I mentioned. Rip, tear, open. And that's what Josie hears. The rest of you just hear grunting noises. And it looks like a regular door, just like the other ones.
I'm going to stealthily pop it open and kind of peek through.
Okay. You open the door easily. Everybody roll me a stealth check just because we're moving into a new area.
Oh yeah,
Oh, man.
good stuff.
I know you got +0, but you just rolled so badly as well.
Oh man.
I rolled pretty badly too.
Boxes there.
Sorry, Sheila?
No, for Sam, I think you do foxes, or
Oh,
does he
yes.
need to do a...
Yeah, I'll do that now. Cool.
One tactic we could use is because I guess in Fox's technically immortal because he's kind of a summon, isn't he?
Okay, so basically, sorry, before you...
To be honest,
Back off.
disappear.
He's a what, sorry?
Summon. He's summoned, so he can disappear. He can die or disappear. He just comes back again, the same one.
Basically, because more of you succeeded your stealth check than failed, the ones that succeeded, like Joser and Zenarai and Abe, managed to sort of like keep the ones that aren't so stealthy under control, and as a group you managed to move somewhat stealthily. And you come into this corridor ahead, and the chanting gets louder, and you manage to see what looks like a yurt, like a daub and wicker-looking sort of living quarters. And you see the glow of a fire, presumably off to the left, but because you're in the corridor, you can't see much more than that.
Cool.
Okay. So, out of character, it seems like there's probably going to be quite a few orcs up here. I don't know if we're going to be able to do like a little stealth smash and grab like we did at the last one, because my guess would be some sort of sacrifice going on. But don't tell the villagers that. What about we just we send in Fox to just like charge through and just smash into the orcs as he can,
Or we
just
make,
cause a real ruckus and try and see if he can get to the other side without getting killed.
or
At which point,
we could do a distraction. I have my new cantrips are minor illusion, where I can make a sound or an image of an object, do something.
well, what about we combine the two? Could you like, I don't know, like make the horse look like it's a fucking huge demon on fire or something like that would scare the shit out of them?
That's a good idea. Yeah.
I think if you put the language of minor illusion in the chat, there's I don't think it moves. I think the minor illusion takes up a 5-foot square, for example, but it doesn't move with the horse, for example. It would stay where it was.
He can still just like jump through, and we still have a surprise attack. Jump through the demon illusion that you were thinking of.
It can be a voice, lion's roar. The sound continues unabated. If you create an image of an object, such as a blah blah, the image can't create sound, light, or any other sensory effect. Physical interaction reveals it because it can pass through it. If the creature... so for example, the horse would pass through the illusion and stay where it was.
Yeah, okay. Maybe not that then. Well, we could just send Fox in, just to charge through and just smash into some shit and distract them all that we start gunning.
It's also
Like that.
relatively smart, so if we give him like a try to dispose of as many or hurt or whatever, he should be able to comply.
And we are in a tunnel, so at the moment we're funneling them into us. If they all come running, we can just blast them at range.
Yeah,
that's
like
good.
I like this idea
So
because
trying to Fox to round them up.
yeah.
Okay, so
So
walk me through it.
So we're going to stay where we are here by the door.
Okay.
Maybe like near these rocks, so we've got better sight into this area here.
Yeah.
Okay, move your little icons. Okay. I'll say, just let me reveal more of the area if you're there. You see this kind of thing. There's another yurt-looking thing over here. You see like a little, what appears to be a pen or a sitting area. You're not really sure. And then there's another campfire down here and some big rocks. And on each of these rocks, there is these weird swirling... They look kind of like Celtic patterns. Obviously not exactly like that, but similar to that. And you hear the crackling of the fire and the chanting coming from sort of south of this chamber.
Can we do a history or an arcana check on the patterns?
Oh, and the patterns. That would be... Josa would... I think because they're your favorite enemy, that means that you get advantage on history checks or something related to that. Is that right?
Yeah, let me check. Features and trades.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Sweet, what a guess. So that means you could make a religion check with advantage.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
Okay, with a 15, you recognize some of these patterns, but not all of them. Some of them resemble Luthic, which is the orcish god of fertility and food and stuff like that. But some of the swirling patterns look like they're weird additions to those underlying patterns, like almost like they're done after the fact and they're much more aggressive looking, and it seems kind of unsettling to you. Even for orcish standards, it's a bizarre representation. Like these sort of like blood spatters on top of these swirling carvings.
Okay, so yeah, I'll think that that's not particularly interesting to the group in terms of us murdering as many goblins as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe is not hugely talkative anyway, so I won't relay that.
Okay, cool.
But can we see any orcs or goblins from here? Is it we can't see any?
You can't actually, and it strikes you as somewhat odd because this place can clearly hold a number of them based on the yurts that you're seeing.
Check out
Yes.
the yurts.
Yeah, that yurt seems pretty. Oh, maybe we should burn down that yurt. I mean, I know there's a guy in there, but we could get him on the horse or something.
That's a good idea. Let's burn down the yurt, and it'll also be a distraction.
Well, okay. How's a boot? We do well because we don't know what's in the yurt. We might be able to face off some cool boss or something, and have an epic conversation. What if we use the horse as a distraction as we planned, and then as the horse is kind of tunneling down or barreling down here, we just use that as a distraction to run across and get in here.
But then all we're going to do is pull everything.
We can always
Because if there's stuff in the yurt, then we're going to have to deal with that and everything that the horse pulls.
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
So
What were you saying, Sheila?
saying that we can always just use Fox to, like I said, it's a distraction to be as loud as possible right outside the yurt and see what comes out.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, because I mean it is just a horse, and the other goblin, the other orc.
That
Just
he's
throw
Fox,
it at the horse.
but yes, he can die and come back, so it's all right.
Okay, as long as it won't wound you emotionally. Are we okay? So we want to go straight across to check out the big one, and not this one.
Let's have a look. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, we could creep by that on the way, couldn't we? Since so much of this area, didn't really expect so much of this area to be unorked.
Yeah, same. So maybe the horse plan doesn't work yet. We'll save it. We'll keep that one in the pocket.
Keep that in your saddlebag.
We can keep going forward because I'm pretty sure I have telepathic connection with him. Let me check.
Okay.
Should we sort of maybe tentatively sidle up to this first hut and try and peer into it?
Yeah. Well, Monty, you are fucking awful at stealth.
Yes.
So, I could stealth in and see what I see, and then kind of do some cool hand signals back to let you know what I found.
Right.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
Bit of an inside joke from episode 1 as well.
Yeah, very good.
So back to
Okay,
the plans.
if you're going to go check out the yurt, make a stealth roll for me.
Okay.
Okay, with an 18, you skulk along, and you can move your character up to where you intend to go. Okay.
I'll go to here and then see if I can hear any voices inside from these rocks from safety.
Okay, so what you see from that angle is slightly more of this area. And you notice from your vantage behind like a little boulder, there's 2 orcs standing down at the southern end of the chamber. And they appear to be sort of flanking a tunnel leading further into the caves that has a sort of glow coming from it. And the chanting is particularly loud in that direction. And you also see sort of vaguely there. And you see this. And where are you? Sorry, I've lost track of you. There you are. So yeah, that's probably all you would see. You don't see into the yurt from there because you're at too oblique an angle. And this yurt over on the other side is kind of too dark for you to see in because you're so far away. What else would you like to accomplish? You see the 2 orcs at the bottom sort of like nudging each other occasionally and chatting and looking over their shoulder at whatever's going on behind them.
Okay. So can I roll a perception, see if I hear anyone in this yurt?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. Okay. With the 13, you hear from that distance a munching sound, like a...
Okay.
Okay, so I turn back to the other guys, and I kind of like point down south and say kind of like 2 orcs, and then I kind of point into the yurt thing, and I'm like 1 orc. But then I'm like, I don't know, how would I jest a villager? basically, I think I'm gonna like say, kind of, yeah, no, south. Come on.
Okay, give me a performance check with advantage because you guys have probably done this like hand system before, but it's still quite tricky. So give me, just for fun, do a performance check twice.
14. No.
Okay, so 14. With a 14, you guys understand that he's saying there is one dancing bear in the yurt in front of him, and possibly a smaller panther to the south. But that seems like two small panthers to the south. But that seems like the more promising direction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go south.
Yeah, they all immediately follow. No questions asked.
Oh well, that seems reasonable. Okay, so you guys, tell me how and where you move.
I'm going like rounding the wall just in case, given that I am quite big. So
Okay.
Presumably now we can see the two orcs that we've moved here.
Yes.
So I turn to Joser and say, "That's not a panther, foolish halfling."
And we're going to use your previous stealth checks that we rolled on the way in here that most of you succeeded, which was enough to make the other two sort of covered. So what would you like to do now? What would you like to do now that you've seen that they're orcs instead of panthers?
I think now they're close, I'll just say, there's an orc in that yurt, I think, so keep it down. But it sounds, I'm guessing you can all hear, it sounds like the ritual, if that's coming from the very south. I think we need to get there soon if we're going to save Graham.
At this moment, you hear the beginnings of a strange sound over the top of the chanting, like, ooh, ah, rip, tear, open. And it sounds kind of like if lightning was much quieter, and it's almost like a ripping sound, like tearing paper, but very slowly. Like,
Sweet.
That sounds good.
that sounds good.
Yeah, let's fucking go.
Aston,
Shall we?
hold your fucking charge.
Do you reckon? Yeah, just like.
I could I could do some thaumaturgy to make them turn around.
These guys are looking towards our direction, right? Like they're guarding that tunnel.
well, they're looking vaguely in your direction because they're guarding the tunnel, but you're behind a series of like rocks and boulders and things.
Yeah.
So I could cause the ground around them to start tremoring.
With what spell?
That would be this one.
Should we say that once we're a bit closer so we can like pop some arrows at them when they're all distracted?
That would be possible, but the range is only 30 feet, and you're about 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, like 90 feet from them.
Okay, never mind.
So you could, but you'd have to get closer.
Let's just sprint in and fuck them up.
Yeah, well, let's at least attempt a stealth roll, I reckon, to like here.
Yeah, with rocks we can hide behind on the way. Might as well.
Everybody give me...
I mean, I'm pretty sure we're going to get caught right in the middle of this thing, right in the open.
Definitely.
Gang fucked, but maybe we'll save Graham.
Everybody give me a stealth check and hope for the best.
Oh, I will be.
I won't.
Oh, wow. That is one more than what Monty usually rolls.
Oh, wow.
Where is the warhorse? I can't actually see it anymore.
Back in the room with the kid.
Oh, okay. I'll grab it. Sweet. All
I
right.
can't move.
That's all right. I'll roll for it. So that's a dex check.
Oh, that's all right.
Okay. Not great. But again, more of you succeeded than failed. So Zenerai particularly is clinging to the shadows quite effectively, and Abe manages to sort of calm the warhorse down as you guys creep your way towards the... You get the sense that these orcs aren't the most perceptive of creatures. They're taking their duty probably not as seriously as they should be. So where do you move to?
Right.
Is it there that you move to?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, let me just remove that thing on Abe. That was for you having fallen down. Okay, sweet. So you're there. And from that angle, you see a little bit more of this area. You notice that to your right... to your left, is another big yurt, and then to the right of that thing on your left is a big, like, stone tablet, but much, much bigger than a regular tablet. It's like the size of a small house, and it's got more of these patterns swirling on it, and these red sort of blood streaks over the top of the patterns, clearly from a different culture, sort of blending with this orcish religion somehow.
Guys, I think we have to prepare that Graham might be dead already. But we can always bring the corpse back, I guess.
I'm worried about what Hugo was saying about us just about to be ambushed from all directions. Should we check out a yard just to clear it out if needs be?
No, well, at the moment they have no idea we're here, do they?
So either we keep stealthing, but at some point we're going to get in combat.
Yeah, that's it. If we try and clear it on a hut by hut basis, we might draw less attention.
All right. So should we do this one then? Because we're quite close to it now.
I think.
I know, because if we run across here, is this a clear line of sight, like from here to here?
Sort of. I mean, there's a few boulders in the way, but it's not heavily obscured. It would just be like...
Let's go to the big yurt then. It is obscured.
Yeah, right. Should we go for... Yeah, because what we want to do is fuck everyone up in here without these guys seeing us.
Yeah.
So should we use Operation Battering Ram and just charge the horse in to just try and clatter as many of them as we can, and then we just follow in right away afterwards and stab everyone?
So horse in first, and we just pile in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the plan... What's the plan? To send the horse in?
Yeah, like the horse goes in at like a full gallop and just tries to smash into the first enemy he sees, if there are any.
Okay.
And then we just pile in and dispatch them.
Okay, you get the sense that if the horse goes galloping through this passage into this yurt, it'll probably be loud enough to alert these ones down here.
Oh, okay.
Like you managed to stealth this far because the horse was walking like slowly, quietly. But if it doesn't do that anymore, then it'll be slightly different.
Let's stealth them then.
Well, yeah, okay. How about we stealth the horse in this door, and then we stealth in that door, and then when they will turn to see what the fuck a horse just walked in, we shoot them from the other side.
Okay, so you can telepathically tell the horse to do its best, like clip clop on the stone floor into this little yurt.
Up on its little tippy toes.
Okay, so I'm going to because this is a slightly different endeavor, I'm going to roll a check for good old Warhorse, whose name is Fox, and let's see how he does. Oh, with a 16, he clipped, because this was summoned from the arcane realms beyond, probably the Feywild. You notice that this horse doesn't have shoes on its feet, so it manages to use that to its advantage, and it manages to sneak into this entrance. And what is the telepathic instructions for it?
To wait for us to get to the other side, wasn't it? And then run through.
Okay, so you guys go over to the other entrance?
We're moving to the other entrance at the same time.
Okay, cool.
So the idea was that as it bursts through, it starts attacking the first person it sees, we do the same at this side. Okay,
so if there's anything in here, then you'll get like a surprise on it if they haven't detected you. But just to make sure everyone is in order, I'm going to get everyone to roll initiative.
I haven't rolled above 10 in the last 10 dice rolls.
As you guys pop your head into the yurt, you see two orcs sort of just lying on these bare skins and just sort of eating hunks of meat from around this little sleeping area. And they don't see you, but as the warhorse comes clattering in, they definitely are surprised by this occurrence. So therefore, I'm just going to put them on the right layer here. And then so you get a surprise round, which in D&D terms means you get to act before the other people do. Therefore, descending order, the warhorse is going to go first. So the warhorse goes charging in and manages to do a trampling charge, which means that it used a bit of its momentum to charge straight at a creature. If it hits, then it hits with its hoof attack on the same turn. That target must succeed a DC 14 strength saving throw or be knocked prone. If the target is prone, the horse can make another attack with its hooves against it as a bonus action. Cool, so let's see if this hits. This is going to be with advantage. So that definitely hits. So that's going to be 2d6. So that's 3 plus 4 is 7 damage to this thing. And because this guy is already prone, the horse gets to attack again. But it's no longer with advantage. But with a 22, it hits.
Oof.
Bloody hell.
And that's going to be, oh my goodness, 10 plus 4, 14 damage. This orc basically gets absolutely turned into mush by the warhorse, and it is gone. So next up is Abe.
Okay, so I'm going to attack this guy. Was it 2 because is it with advantage?
Yeah, because they don't see you, so you are technically hidden, so you get to roll again. Cool. All right, the 13 hits, and you do 3 slashing damage to this ugly-looking surprised guy over here. And Joza, you hear in orc him saying, "What? What is this horse done with Kuthra? What? What happened to Kuthra?" And he just sees his friend Kutha get turned into mush. And is there anything else you would like to do, Abe?
Laugh in his face.
Okay, you chuckle heartily. Next up is... Sorry, what was that?
That fox. That's my fox. There we go. Good fox.
Oh, gotcha. You see Fox sort of tosses his head proudly. Next up is Joza. Is someone pinging the map for some reason?
No, it's not. Don't worry.
Okay, cool. Joza's turn.
I will say, go to join Kutha, you green scum, and fire an arrow at his chest.
Okay, cool. I'm just going to try and find your character over the top of all these other ones. There it is. Okay, so you can shoot through. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely hits. Okay, so you see this arrow goes through where his jugular would be, and he starts, like, bleeding out. He's on, like, death's door. Would you like to do anything else with your turn as he goes...
I will just stare him in the eye as he knows that he's about to die.
You get real intense on his ass.
Yeah.
Next up is Monty.
Oh yeah.
You get to attack.
Okay, so I get to attack.
It's a big moment for you.
I know. I'm gonna run up and mace him.
Oh, nice. Okay. Mace
Nice.
away.
A bit of face. Okay. Oh yeah.
So roll again because you have advantage.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, finally with a 19. Oh my gosh, you did exactly the amount of damage you needed to do. So how do you crush or kill this orc?
I mean, I'm just gonna have grazed him because it's not a very big mace hit. So I think I'm gonna graze him like a paper cut across the top of his forehead, and he's gonna bleed out very pathetically.
Okay, he sort of like grabs the wound with his hands and tries to hold his other wound in his neck, and then he just falls on the ground. Nice work, everyone.
Sweet.
Okay, so you're in a very foul-smelling sleeping quarters that is a mixture between like a pigsty and well, no, it's just a pigsty, really. What would you like to do?
Just
Is that it?
loot the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Okay. You look around, you find a lot of... What was that, Sheila?
Sorry. No, sorry. Same thing.
Oh, you look around, you find a lot of dried meat, a couple of shiny knickknacks, like jewelry that doesn't look like it was designed for an orc. It's much smaller than they would wear. It looks like keepsakes that they've acquired either through battle or taking hostages, perhaps. And not much aside from those kind of jewelry knickknacks, wooden toys that look like they would have once belonged to children, and a lot of dried meat.
I start gnawing on the dried meat while it's hanging up, presumably.
Okay. It's kind of all around. Some of it is hanging up. Some of it seems to be in like little bundles. But yeah, you start gnawing on it. It's kind of old, but not terrible.
Yeah, we pocket some
Sweet.
dried meat then, I guess.
Okay. You've got some
but
dried
yeah.
meat.
It might be personal.
Might be
but
human
it's-
jerky, yeah.
Tastes like chicken. Should we? I've now that we know we've got a little bit of, we're not just going to get destroyed from every angle. Should we? Yeah, let's check out these guys south and clear these orcs out.
Sneak down,
Yeah,
jump
time-
on them.
You're
Should
going
we use
where?
that same tactic? Should we send the horse in for like a stampede and then follow in afterwards?
I mean, it worked pretty well.
Yeah, I mean,
Smash
So
it
maybe
around.
if we hide around this rock here and then just send it round.
So let's all move down here.
okay, Abe is like behind Monty, I'm going to assume. Okay, so you're going to telepathically tell the warhorse to go stampede these two guys?
Yep.
Okay,
So
so as it goes forward to do its attack, the orcs spot it and go, what? What? How did a horse get in here? In Orcish, Josie hears, the rest of you hear, and it stampedes it, but because it's not like sneaking into a yurt or anything, they're not necessarily surprised because they can see it coming from a while away. But let us see what damage the warhorse does despite that. So that is going to be a hoof attack. Oh my goodness, a 25. So then this orc is going to have to make a strength saving throw
This horse is intense.
with a 12. Okay, so with a 12, it fails. So that's going to be 2d6 plus 4. Oh my goodness.
Oh!
12 plus 4 is 16. Okay, this...
2 6s.
Yeah, that's huge. This orc on the left gets just turned into paste, and he's gone. And as a bonus action, the horse is going to stample the paste further into the ground. So let's just use the same initiative order as before because everyone is already in it, and therefore that means the warhorse just went. And therefore, this orc is going to try to... Actually, so I suppose... Yeah. Because you guys would have to come round into the open as well. You don't really have the opportunity to surprise these guys or sneak up because it's literally like a funnel that you're being funneled down.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means next up is the orc. The orc is going to sort of turn to its friend and say, Battered Jim! No, not Battered Jim! And he seems very upset for the loss of his friend, Battered Jim. And he is going to... You get the sense that it's like a translation of an orcish name that translates to Jim, but isn't literally Jim.
I wonder out loud about the... he means batter as in fish and chips, batter, or batter as in the verb.
You wonder that. You wonder it real good. Next up, so he's going to try...
Spectacle, isn't it?
Yeah, he attacks the warhorse successfully for a 21, which means the damage is going to be 1d12 plus 3. So that's 5. That's 8 damage to the warhorse. So the warhorse is looking a little messed up. But that's the end of the orc's turn. And the next up is Abe. Having seen your warhorse just get slashed up, what do you do?
A 2.
Sorry, you're going to move up to the one remaining orc?
Yes, sorry.
Okay. Cool. So that puts you... Yeah, I'll say you could probably go diagonally there. Awesome. So with a 12, you are so enraged by the attack on your warhorse that you managed to miss in blind rage. Was there anything else you would like to do? You can also see from your vantage point a little bit further into this chamber, and you can see a tall orc dressed in these weird robes, like dripping something red into the fire, and it looks kind of creepy, and the chanting is getting louder behind you, and it seems to be coming from this guy standing at the fire.
I think the guy is doing something.
And that's it.
Okay, next up is
No.
Josa.
Yeah, so I guess I can sort of see what's here as well. So I realise we've got to take care of this orc as quickly as possible. So I just kind of slightly hurriedly, I don't know, maybe I think I start walking forward and sort of try and shoot while walking so I can then run past him to get into the next room. So
Okay.
I'll do a short bow attack.
Go for it.
Pew!
Okay, with a 26, you definitely hit. And you take the orc in the shoulder, and it seems to have got his... the tendon is in one of his arms, so it sort of dangles limply, and it's only his right arm that he's able to hold the great axe in. So he looks well messed up by that.
I'm going to keep moving, though. So I'm going to stay out of range of his axe.
So
I'm
you're going to
gonna
be like there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Next up is Monty, the pacifist / murderer.
I don't want to do this, but I'm going to run in and mace him.
Okay,
Just
go
you're
for it.
perfectly positioned to get the killing blow every time.
I'm being
Go for it.
compelled.
I'll say, Monty, finish him.
Finish him. Okay, with a 14, you manage to hit for 6 bludgeoning damage and just cave in this orc's skull, and the blood just spatters across your face.
He lets out actually like a really sympathy-inducing like death whimper as well. You feel awful.
Cool. All right.
He goes, why?
Okay.
I don't want to finish.
So the way this is going to work, so basically you get the sense that this orc standing by the campfire is doing something, and even though they would clearly have heard this ruckus that just happened, you notice the ones in front that this orc doesn't stop doing what he's doing and just continues to chant by this fire. And yeah, we'll see how far he gets with that process. So let's stay in initiative order just to give everyone a chance to act. So next up is, actually you can use your movement. Actually, you would have used about 5, 10. You got like 10 more feet of movement you could use.
Oh, yeah, I'll walk in for the rest of it.
Okay, awesome. Just let me reorder this.
Right here. A little bit further.
1 second. Where's Monty? I'll say you can get to there. That's fine. Excellent. That means next up is Zenarai. What would Zenarai like to do?
So I've got 120 foot range on my Eldritch Blast.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to move to where I was just in range of this big bad guy and then absolutely fucking blast him.
Okay, go for it. Roll an attack.
In range where I am at the moment.
Yeah, you're definitely within 120 feet.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, comes.
Pew.
Okay, with a 14, you see that your blast sort of spatters across this slightly more metallic armor that this big robed guy is wearing, and he doesn't even like flinch from what he's doing.
Fuck.
You hear behind you guys Zenarai say, fuck.
I guess I'll move in a little bit then, just to come to where Joser is. Something like that.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So, what's
also
the,
just beforehand, Monty notices as he's a little bit closer now that there's another one of these sort of like robed figures and 2 male villagers like tied up on the ground here, and they seem to be in front of like a altar type situation made out of this stone with the similar swirling patterns on it with these red slashes through it that is presumably blood, and it looks like a very unsavory scene is unfolding. What would you like to do? Oh, who's ever was talking or whose turn it is?
well, it's the warhorse's turn again, isn't it? So
I can send him in.
I think we know what to do.
Sorry. You're saying you would like the warhorse to do what?
Maybe we can get him to this guy. Try to get him away from the villagers.
Okay.
I don't remember how.
You don't remember what?
How far he can move.
He can move 60 feet.
Okay.
He should be able to get there then.
Okay.
He could get to either one of those robed figures.
Okay.
This one because he's nearest the villagers.
Yeah, and it looks like he's the one holding them hostage for now.
Okay,
Is that alright with everyone?
You want to telepathically tell the warhorse to charge down this one at the bottom?
Yeah, I can just tell him in Draconian, but yes, he can go.
Sweet. All right, so he's going to go up here, and he's going to do his sweet hoof attack and see how he goes. Ooh, with an 18, he hits. So that's going to be... Oh, that's not what I want.
Same.
So that's going to be 2d6 plus 4. Oh, 14 bludgeoning damage. And then this guy's going to have to make a strength save. So
this is ridiculous.
Oh, Jesus.
feel we have found a way to break the game.
And with an 11, he fails, so that means that he's knocked prone, and he can do. That means the warhorse can do another hoof attack.
Good fox.
But with a 13, he manages to miss the now prone robed figure and misjudges at the distance. So that means it is the orc's turn, but there are no orcs in here, so that's Abe's turn. Well, there are no regular orcs in here.
I think we need to focus on disrupting whatever ritual this is they're casting.
So this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so should I attack him then?
Yeah.
Try to.
Yeah, anything with
So-
any knockdowns or something like that. That would be cool.
Sorry, what was
Do you
that?
have any knockdown abilities? Or something where you can, like, not just damage him, but stun him?
Let me check.
Can you move that far, by the way?
No, I could always try to freeze him.
Yeah, frost breath. Could freeze him.
5,
Yeah.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, I mean, you were in the entrance way, so I'd say you 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. No, you can't quite get within melee range, but you could get within range.
And also, what's the range on your breath?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Breath weapon. Yeah, 10 and a 15-foot cone.
Yeah, that would easily hit.
15
What
foot.
Cool.
range wise? So does that mean this guy has to, if you're going to use the breath weapon, does this guy have to do like a dexterity saving throw or something?
I'll show you because this is a bit of Chinese to me, but I will.
Can you post it if you?
That's what I'm trying to
Yeah.
do.
If you just press
There we go.
display in CT, that will just
Oh,
show
sweet.
the detail. Yeah.
Okay, so each creature must make a saving throw. The type is determined by the ancestry. The DC equals 8 plus your constitution modifier. So what's your constitution modifier?
Which +2.
Okay, so that's 10 plus your thing is 12 because you've got a proficiency bonus of 2. Half as much the damage. It doesn't say what kind of saving throw, but that would be determined by the ancestry. So it should say, to be honest, on your character sheet what kind of saving throw it is.
Constitution 13.
Constitution 13.
Oh, perfect.
There we go.
Perfect. Okay.
I have a question before we action it.
Okay.
Because it's a cone effect, and Abelardo also target the fire to see if we can put that out and hit the dude.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
It would definitely. You wouldn't really have a choice. It would definitely hit the fire.
Cool.
Cool. All right.
Sweet.
So
That seems-
Constitution saving throw against 13, right?
I have to. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Constitution is against it.
Okay, so this guy makes his save, so it's half as much damage on a successful save. So,
Okay, so if you-
2d6 increases to. Okay, so that means you roll 2d6, and that'll determine how much damage it is.
So if you, or do you want to just press it and see, will that calculate it?
Yeah, you could just press that little button. I can do it if you want.
No, yeah. It's not doing it, so I'll just go to.
Oh no,
Oh, there we go.
that did it. Okay, cool. So that's 7 cold damage reduced to 3, and I think cold damage makes this person's speed reduced by half until the beginning of your next turn.
Cool.
Cool.
Okay, so this guy gets a little frosty but continues his concentration, and this fire goes out completely.
What's
So-
friends?
You get the sense that this orc's eyelids are starting to flutter, like the extinguishing of the campfire seems to have broken his concentration somewhat. So we'll see what happens next. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Next up is Joseph.
Yeah. So can I try one thing? Can I try a what would it be, like a religion or a arcana check or something to see if I can work out what the fuck's going on?
Yes, you can. You can make a religion check with advantage.
Cool.
Okay, with a 15, it looks a little bit like a traditional orcish sacrifice to Luthic to make their offspring healthy and hearty, and to find good meat on their next hunt. But typically, they don't use a fire to do it, and they seem to be holding like a dagger that doesn't look like part of an orcish culture. So it looks kind of like something you'd be familiar with, but with these weird tweaks that don't make sense to you.
Okay, I wonder that to myself as I again just not passing on any information. I'll tell everyone later. As I what's he got in his hands? So he's holding a dagger.
Yeah, it's like this weird curved dagger, and in his other hand seems to be this red liquid is like coating the fingers of his other hand, and he was dripping drips of it into the campfire. And the guy behind him, that's sort of next to the hostages, that's been knocked on the ground by the warhorse, he was sort of holding another dagger and seems to be like extracting blood from the hostages with cuts.
Okay. Yeah. Well, seeing as this guy's doing the ritual, I will draw my bow and try and to put a stop to that. And I'll sort of say, enough of your nonsense, and shoot him. Let's try that.
Where are you shooting from?
Well, yeah, okay. So I think when the others move forward, I sort of move to have a clear line of sight. So I'll just be about like there.
Okay, sweet. So that's a 15. Unfortunately, your arrow sails over his shoulder and embeds itself in the daub and wicker wall of the yurt. And you see him open his eyes and look at where the arrow came from, and his eyes have a weird reddish glow to them, and it's a little bit unnerving to see him suddenly open his eyes and look at you, and he seems to have stopped whatever he was doing.
Good.
Is there anything else you would like to do?
No, I'll hang back. I'll move forward a little bit more, but I'll stop it right here.
Okay, sweet. I forgot to reveal more of the environment to Abe as he came in. So you see kind of this kind of stuff going on here. Cool. That looks about right. Awesome. Okay, so that's the end of your turn, right, Joseph?
Yep.
Okay, so this creepy guy that just opened his eyes is going to turn to... he's going to move forward because the range is 5 feet. And he's going to attack Abe with a spear. Oh, no, actually, no, he's not holding that at the moment. He's going to pick up his spear and attack you with it, which is sort of leaning against the campfire. Okay, cool. So this is going to be the attack. Does a 9 not hit you at all? So you see...
No, I missed.
Yeah, your AC is what again?
And it
What?
doesn't.
Okay, cool. You see him like still a little woozy, presumably from his trance. He misjudges the depth with his spear and just misses you horribly. Next is this guy who's going to get up from being prone and attack the hostage beside him in a kind of desperate manner.
Ooh.
So because he's so this guy that tried to attack Abe is what's the word? Was holding a dagger in his hand, but he dropped it to pick up his two-handed spear. Whereas this guy at the back is going to pick up his spear with one hand and keep the dagger in the other hand. So he's going to roll one-handed here. Oh, so lucky. With a 9, I don't think... That, yeah, the commoner rolls out of the way at the last second and the spear embeds itself in the ground. And you get the sense that these commoners are pretty fragile and they wouldn't really survive a hit like that. Next up is Monty.
Hell yeah. Okay, I am going to run into about here. And I am going to blast this one with a guiding bolt with a second level spell slot.
Wow,
That's
you have
why the
another
fuck not.
you have another spell slot for it. Sweet.
Yeah, I do.
So this is casting it at a higher level, right?
I'll cast it at a level 2. Yeah.
Whereas the previous one was a level 1.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Okay, well, there's no second level, high cost, 16 radiant damage. Okay, so unfortunately, with an 11, your guiding bolt streaks over this guy's shoulder, but it does manage to extinguish this campfire back here in a blazing beam of light. And you see the commoners on the ground sort of roll over and look to you with this awe on their face, like, how did that bear man do that? That was amazing. But unfortunately, it misses the guy that you were going for.
Hi, I am a god.
Hi, I am a god, is what you say.
That's what they get.
Oh, that's what. I like that you walked into a room and just confirmed their suspicions that you're a god.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a long-term game plan here.
Okay, sweet. Would you like to do anything else with your turn?
That's all good.
Okay, Zenarai's turn.
So, quick question. Now that all the fires are out, is the room? We see anything? Is it dark? What's going on?
Well, no, there's these two little braziers over here that are still lit. It's just the two main campfires that aren't.
Right, okay.
So it's kind of dim light in this outer region, like this commoner southern side of the chamber is a little dimmer, but with dark vision, it's pretty easy to see.
Okay, so I think we need to focus on the guy who's going for the hostages.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll come in behind Monty, and just blast at this southern one.
Okay, go for it. Oh wow, with a 20, you definitely hit. And you see him take this bolt of arcane eldritch energy in the chest, and he sort of staggers back a little bit with the impact. Is there anything else you would like to do?
What else do I want to do? I'm just looking. No, that's good for me. Taunt him mercilessly.
What do you say to taunt him?
What do I say? I say, ha! You just got eldritched.
You just got eldritched. Okay, cool. Next up is the warhorse. I assume the telepathic instructions are the same?
Yep.
Okay, sweet.
For it.
Go for it. The almighty warhorse named Fox is going to try to hoof this guy in his little face with a 24. Holy shit. Okay, so that's definitely going to hit, and that's going to do 9 plus 4, 13 bludgeoning damage to this guy's like skull
We should
area.
just go and just let this horse clear out the meet him back in the morning.
So you see this.
Is the horse the character of this campaign?
Is the horse the what of this campaign?
Just the main character of this campaign.
Yeah,
like, we've been misled.
Fox has been the protagonist this whole time. Okay, so this shaman-looking character is bleeding from multiple wounds and is barely standing. He looks to be on death's door. I assume the warhorse doesn't move, but remains there?
Yeah.
Cool.
He'll just remain with
Could we get the warhorse to move between this dude and the hostages to protect them?
Yeah.
Okay, so he'll stay within melee range, so he won't attract an attack of opportunity, but I'll say he can try to insert himself between them, which will require an athletics check. So let's see what kind of athletics this horse has got. Oh my goodness, a 23. Okay. He manages to like shove the shaman out of the way pretty convincingly. I mean, technically it's a contested check, so I'm going to give the shaman a chance, but I don't see that really being beaten. Yeah, with a 12, he gets like shunted aside very easily, like a small toy or a child.
Good fuck.
Okay, that is Abe's turn.
Can I grab his dagger? Did he drop it, or was it the other one?
The one next to the campfire that's closest to you is the one that dropped his dagger, yeah.
Can I grab it? Just because it just seems like it's something that they need for their ritual.
Sure, you can grab it. I'll say you'd have to move around to probably his other side, which you can do while remaining in his melee range. And you pick up the dagger, and it's this weird curved blade, like corrugated almost. And you notice it's got all these weird engravings on it, but you probably don't have a chance to analyze it at this point because you're in the middle of a fight.
No, it's just so that he doesn't have it.
Okay,
And
what else
then
would you like to do?
Attack.
You're going to great axe him? Okay, your great axe slams into this guy's chest plate, but beneath the robes there must be some sort of armor because you hear like a metal clinking noise, like a ching, as you slam your axe into him, and you seem frustrated and foiled by his resistance to you.
How dare you!
If only you were a horse.
If only I were a fox!
An invulnerable horse.
Okay, so you can probably say something. That's probably the only action you have left, unless you have a bonus action.
Yeah, good job, fox.
You see again,
That's
he
it.
sort of flutters his mane very like cockily. Sweet. Next up is José.
Yeah, I think the horse has probably got this one. And most of the anything else further south. So I will. Now this guy's facing the wrong direction. I'll try and put an arrow in the back of his neck.
Go for it.
Let's try that. Joseph, by the way, is fucking loving this, just murdering orcs and goblins.
Just this creepy grin coming across his face.
Yeah. Just every time he fires an arrow, it's just like his destiny is being fulfilled.
Okay, with a 16 and the sort of bloodlust pumping behind your retinas, you manage to hone in on this tiny little gap between the robe and the sort of edge of the chest plate, and the arrow just finds that gap and just hits for 7 piercing damage. And you see this guy sort of lets out an audible gasp, and he whispers, he grunts something in Orcish that you understand to be like one of the deities, like the way that you would almost like blaspheme, but you don't recognize which one he's talking about. Would you like to do anything else?
Oops.
I
did not mean to-
practicing.
Just practicing.
Does Joseph want to do anything?
No, I think I'll remain sort of on the threshold in case anything tries to come up behind us.
Okay, sweet. Therefore, this guy that's just been hit with an arrow is going to... What is he going to do? How does he understand this situation? Okay, he is going to take his... Okay, so he turns to Abe, and he says the word drop in a magical tone that commands you to drop the dagger, presumably. So you need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Hey! You're getting commanded by this guy. Okay. Sorry. So what was it? Sorry, wisdom.
Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do a wisdom saving throw for you.
Please.
You're being commanded to drop the dagger by the creepy guy.
Oh wow, 21. Okay, with a 21, you feel this like compulsion enter your mind, but you're zen-like calm, and the hope that you felt in reading that note from a potential draconic brethren has filled you with new strength, and you manage to shake off this tempting suggestion and just stand there defiantly.
Cool.
Yeah, dope as fuck. And then you see him sort of stand there and start to like look desperately around for other techniques. Monty's turn.
Well, after all that practice, I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt on him.
You I can't believe you have more spell slots. That's impressive.
I have
he
a
has like
shit
9.
ton.
Oh wow.
Yes,
Oh,
please.
Monty. Okay. What did you say? Sorry, Monty.
Oh, I just said I can roll well on Abe's computer.
Yeah, you've got like a +5 as well. I don't know how that happens. Anyway, so this huge bolt of radiant white, yellow, bright energy streaks across the room and creates an enormous hole inside this yurt. And inside, you see a series of sort of like skins and pelts, and it doesn't do what you want, but you created a window inside this yurt.
Are there any furbolg pelts in there?
You can't tell from that distance.
Okay.
All right. Is there anything
I
else you
will
would like
save
to do?
I'll stay there.
Okay, cool.
That's all
Next
good.
up is Zenurai.
Okay. Which one do you think I should blast? Probably the nearer one, the one on the west.
Yeah, I think
I
the
think,
horse is going to take care of the other one. It can't get around him without an attack of opportunity. And he's got to attack first.
Oh, fuck.
Sorry,
Yeah.
you're attempting to hit which one?
The west one.
Oh, the one on the west. Okay. With a 10, your Eldritch Blast goes through the same window that Monty just created and managed to scorch one of the pelts beyond recognition.
Mm.
You never know.
And,
Darn.
yeah. You like to think to yourself that you were saving that orc from a fashion like mishap by destroying that pelt.
Never wears stripes with pattern.
Yeah, exactly. Is there something else you'd like to do? It was a zebra stripes with the like a leopard pattern or something like that.
Yes.
Right. I'll hold the fort here. Okay, can I look behind me actually just to see what's going on?
Oh, you can. Sorry, I also forgot to do the other orc turn, so I'll do that in a second. You look behind you, and you see nothing seems to have changed. Where are you? Yeah, you just see the big chamber, and you don't seem to notice anything else at this time.
And see Joseph just go,
Just yeah, you see Joso with this sort of like wide-eyed bloodlust that is yeah, you see he's very happy about something.
this is great. I'm really enjoying this.
Is that the end of your turn, Zenra?
I mime a high five.
You mime a high five. Okay, sweet.
Go back.
I forgot to do this other orc priest's turn. So he's going to turn to the warhorse that has basically just fucked him up real good, and he sort of evaluates his options and then decides to fucking bolt through this door over here. But that means the warhorse gets an attack of opportunity. So we're going to see what happens. Oh my
You can do
gosh!
this.
With a 17, he even with a 3 + 4. Oh my gosh, that was so close. Okay, so basically, as this orc priest runs away, you see the warhorse like kicks out his back legs, foxes, and slams this guy in the back of the head. He staggers but clings to life barely and disappears in this direction, presumably through a weird like looking door.
Shit.
Oh well, he tried.
Cool. So
Well
that
done,
means,
Fox.
yeah, Fox did a great job. That means I think that was Zenarai's turn, right? So now it's the warhorse's turn. So the warhorse, I think, was given instructions to like guard the commoners. Is that correct?
Yeah, he's protecting the commoners. Should we keep protecting the commoners, or should we just try to use Fox to attack the other guy? The other guy.
The horse is too good.
Yeah. Not
Okay,
wasted
so-
turn on protection.
Fine, then he'll try to attack this
Okay.
guy that's trying to attack me.
Okay, so he's probably going to go around the fire just because he's got tons of movement. And then he's
Mhm.
going to stand here because the fire is out anyway. And he's going to get to do his hoof attack. Oh, with a 13. The first time
Wow.
that this horse hasn't connected with an attack, he manages to stop a little too short and misjudges the distance and just stamps the ashes of the once campfire. So that is the end of the warhorse's turn. The next up is Abe's turn.
I am going to use one of my bonus actions and cast Ensnaring Strike.
Okay, sweet. So I think you can. Do you do that before your attack or afterwards?
Next time you hit a creature with a weapon, after you spell this, it says the next time you hit a creature with your weapon, before the spell ends, a writhing mass of thorny vines appears at the point of impact. So I'll just
cool.
put so that
Yeah.
everyone can see it.
Nice.
And-
for the spell's duration up to a minute.
Is
Okay,
that right?
so you'll have a bunch of chances to use it, even if you don't hit with this one. So you're currently concentrating on it. Okay, so now you can do whatever regular attack you would like to do. That makes sense.
Yeah, great text.
Oh,
So I'm going
cool.
to great him. Try to.
Great Axe's fucking face. Oh wow, with a 20, you're inspired by the Warhorse's amazing performance, and despite Fox's lack of connecting with this latest attempt, you absolutely cut into this guy. So that means the vines spring out from your great axe and restrain this. Actually, we got to see if he's going to be restrained or not. So he needs to do a strength save. Strength. Oh my gosh, he rolls a 5. Okay, so basically, a writhing mass of thorny vines appears out of the blade of your great axe. He fails his save, so he's restrained by these magical vines for a minute until the spell ends, or you lose concentration on it. He takes 1d6 piercing damage at the start of each of its turns. Holy guacamole. So we're going to do that symbol. And
He's done.
sweet. All right, so that means he also takes 8 slashing damage from the attack. What?
Oh, I'm just saying I feel important when you say those things like, holy, he's like, yay, it was a good choice.
Yeah, exactly. I'm impressed with the way that this battle is going. Is that the end of your turn, Abe?
Yes, I'm still going to go, thank you, Fox, you did very well for now. Good job. Yes, I'm...
If this guy's restrained, can we interrogate him?
You've got it only lasts a minute, so it's the kind of thing that's useful in combat. But if you spent like any length of time interrogating him, this restrained spell would end. So
Sure.
unless you could manage to interrogate him in 55 seconds, do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay,
Mind
sweet. Next up is Josa.
we want to kill him.
Yeah, we want to kill him. Okay, so yeah, I'll just regret that I didn't finish him off with the last one, that I wasn't able to stop that last guy from escaping. And yeah, I'll shoot this guy in the nose or something.
Okay, you aim for the nose.
I draw my trusty bow and
Oh my goodness! With a 28, you hit his left nostril, and actually because
never mind.
sorry.
I was aiming for the right nostril, but you know.
Oh no! Actually, he's restrained, so you can roll again to see if you get a critical hit or not. So you get an advantage when you attack him. Okay, sweet. So with 7 piercing damage in his left nostril, unfortunately, you see that he's looking much worse off than he was before, but he's still just bloodied. Is there anything else you want to do?
Yeah, I would like to. What's my movement? 25, right? So that's 20, 25. Yeah, I'll move into the room. I'll move to like here.
Okay, sweet. Is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
Sweet. Okay, I'm just gonna switch to where I was. Okay, so that means it's these priests' turn. And that means that this guy is gonna take 1d6 piercing damage at the start of his turn. Ooh, 5 piercing damage as the sort of arcane thorns start. Actually, no, they'd be divine thorns start to like close in on him a little bit further. And he is going to. He can't. Actually, it's until the spell ends. Creature restrained can touch the creature. Or that a creature restrained by the vines, or one that can touch the creature, can use its action to make a strength check. Okay, so he's going to try and use his strength check to get out of these vines. Okay, sweet. And your spell DC was 13, wasn't it, Abe? Okay, sweet. So let's see how he does. Oh, with a 7, he struggles vainly against them and starts to have this like wild look of fear on his face. As before, it was more rage, trance, anger. It's shifted to fear now, and he looks definitely concerned. Next up is Monty.
Sweet. I'm going to call down some Sacred Flame up on his ass.
Okay, so that means he has a disadvantage to make the saving throw, because I think Sacred Flame means he has to make a dex save.
He does. Yeah.
That's 13.
Against 13? Yeah, he
Yeah.
fails. He fails. Do the damage. Oh, it's right there.
Radiant damage. Oh, well.
3 radiant damage. Nice. You see this like bolt of fire mixed with lightning just strikes down from the ground, and this orc's facial hair starts to like singe and simmer. Nice. -3. Okay, sweet. Is that the end of your turn? Do you want to do anything else?
No, I'm just gonna say, join the light side of, and then give up.
Nice. Very intimidating.
Yeah.
Next up is Zenarai.
I'm going to. If I can move 30, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm going to move over to here. Am I too far away to inspect this funny door?
Is that your maximum movement?
Yeah.
I'll say you can. It's not terribly difficult to discern. It looks a little bit different to the other doors in that it's got all these sort of like horns and tusks and spikes sort of embedded into the wood, but otherwise it looks like it has a handle and stuff. It just has all these spikes on it at the same time.
Okay. Cool. I blast this guy.
Okay, go for it. Nice. You can roll again to see if you get a critical hit because he's still restrained. Oh, nice. Okay. So let's take the first one. That's 12 force damage. How do you want this guy to die?
Okay. I also target the left nostril, and then slowly a piercing, a kind of a narrow diameter of force pierces through his septum. I say, "Ha, nice spacer." Then his head just blasts off his shoulder.
I like that we did like references to piercings. That was a good fatality. It's the most hipster of fatalities. Okay, this guy explodes just as described, and you guys seem to have the room to yourself now.
Cool.
Let's help the people. People, let's help the people. And I just run up to these guys.
Mace.
You mace them. You see them say, "Oh my gosh, who are you? What? Why are you here? You're not going to sacrifice us, are you?"
Oh, are you hurt? Do you need any healing?
Oh, we're only small cuts, but they add up, and you see there's all these like series of small cuts all over them.
I'll pop them some good berries.
Okay, you see them like because they're still sort of restrained with ropes. You see them like nibble on them two-handed.
And I watched them for like definitely way too long before then going like, oh yeah, right, and like cutting their restraints.
Okay, they say, "Oh, thank you so much. How did you even find us?"
We followed you. Is any one of you Graham, by the way? Graham. However you pronounce it.
The one that's talking to the other one, the one that is talking to you turns to the other one and says, he's Graham. And Graham looks more like forlorn and sort of subdued. And he says, thank you. I appreciate that. And he looks like depressed, like he should be more excited.
Should we just get these to the village, guys? What do you think? This feels like we will die if we stay here long.
Nah, let's just fuck everyone up. Why would you can't just leave goblins?
No,
Kill someone on our way back.
Sorry, Zenarai, what were you saying? You were kind of muffled.
The other guy ran off to raise the alarm. We should hunt him down before we get ambushed.
You notice, Abe, the dagger you're still holding in your hands feels still kind of warm to the touch, even though the fire has been out for a while. It's been away from the fire for quite a while, but it's still quite warm. And you notice it's got a symbol on the hilt of it engraved that looks kind of like a piece of paper, like parchment, like a rectangular piece of parchment, with a quill sort of embedded, impaling the piece of parchment. And sorry, what was that?
Like the rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, it reminds you very much of the rock symbol.
Okay.
I'm
Maybe
going
we
to say quickly to the villagers because Graham I mean, they should be happy to see us, right? So a little bit of Joseph's his pride is hurt a bit. So I'm going to kind of say, like, what's wrong? What have they done to you? How long have you been down here?
You say this to Graham?
Yeah, both
Okay.
of them.
You see the guy that is to the left of Graham say, "Oh, I've been here a while. Holy shit! 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I can't even remember." And you see Graham say, "Well, I was just brought here on the back of that wagon. I thank you for chasing it. But I don't know. I just feel lost. I lost my pendant while they were taking me to that first war camp, and I just feel." Without my god, I don't know how I'm going to get back to normal life after this.
Oh, okay, never mind then. That's just some nonsense. All right. I thought it was a real problem.
You see him just look dejectedly at his feet.
Oh yeah, I remember. I tried to make you jump off. Yes, it's all coming together. I'm getting a pretty good idea of what kind of person you are. Okay, so should we? Well, yeah. What do we do with these guys? Because it looks like there's probably more ways into this room.
I have to take them with.
Fire a dagger and see if you can tell anything, given that you're more familiar with orcs than I am.
Yeah, sure. I'll take a look.
You're trying to examine the dagger?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoever, Joseph can make an investigation check. And I'll say you don't get advantage, and I'll explain why after your check.
Okay.
Okay. With an 11, you've seen enough of the sort of religious paraphernalia around this cave system to know that this is the kind of art style that is the some of the little slashing designs around that parchment quill symbol are reminiscent of the sort of blood streaks that are adorning and sort of like interrupting all the other carvings in this area. So this is the foreign influence on orcish culture, and that's why you don't get an advantage on checking it, because it seems to be from an entirely different culture.
Okay. Then I'll just put the dagger away.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll get out of it.
Maybe we should take the humans back to their other human friends, or we could give them the option of whether they want to stay with us or not.
If we
Sounds
have to
good.
go back to the humans, we'd have to sneak them through, so we risk getting detected. I say we bring them with us. Come
Yeah,
fight.
'cause I reckon there's probably still lots of orcs back in the other yurts and the other room, isn't there?
Make them fight.
Fair.
Yeah. Can we? Have we got any spare weapons and shit we can just arm them with?
Search the bodies.
I think we can. Guys, should we lie to Graham and tell him that his amulet is inside the room that we want to go into?
Send him in first.
Yeah.
Hey, Graham, it's down there, mate. Go check it out.
Combat advantages.
Okay, if that's... Are you actually... Sorry, what was that, Fraser?
This whole bear is speaking my language.
Okay, if you're actually... Whoever is actually going to say this to Graham, make a deception check.
I've got a high deception. I'll do it.
All right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, nice.
With an 18, Graham says, no, I mean, you think so? I mean, they would have had to have picked it up when they took me here. I mean, it's just not really something that they would be interested in. I mean, my god is much more about, the natural environment and agriculture. I don't see why they would want it.
No, they
agriculture.
stuff.
Is your god my?
Is that what you asked?
Sorry.
Well, it depends. I mean, Sorry, say that again, Monty. You're breaking up.
Oh, sorry, I just got very excited there. But I believe we follow the same gods, good sir. Maybe you can help us in this fight.
Well, I mean, I follow Shanti. Who is your god?
Yeah, Shanti is indeed my god. I have some incense and holy symbols here. Would you like to at least borrow them for a little while? You have to give them back. Wait a minute. Yeah, no, I've only got one. You can look at it.
You can look at the incense. Is that what you tell him?
I'm going to show him my holy symbol.
Okay. The one that you use as your focus for casting spells?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. He says, oh, wow, you are a follower of... I'm laughing because Sean T is the... like. I mean, it's not spelled that way, but I'm enjoying it.
It is now.
Yeah,
Is he...
it's a bit like shanty. That's
Yeah,
what I think of.
Exactly. And he says, oh, wow, it's great to he seems much more animated now, and he says, I'm so glad to have found you. You haven't seen my pendant, have you? It's sort of woven from like wicker, and it looks like a standard sort of pendant, but made from woven twigs.
I feel like we have seen that, but I can't remember where.
He has it. It's the one that Santa gave him.
Ah, right. Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. Definitely don't give that to him.
I mean,
mean,
you don't have to reveal that you have it if you don't want to, but it sounds very much like the thing that the stag gave you.
Yeah.
It is your choice what to do with it.
I'm going to cast thaumaturgy on myself. I'm going to turn my eyes completely black. I'm going to shout at this guy, enough talking, fight for us or die.
Okay, make an intimidation check.
And I have advantage on that.
Okay, go for it. Oh wow, with a 25, you see him say, "Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I of course I'll help. Any follower of Shanti deserves my loyalty. Yeah, let's go." And he sort of like stiffly stands up from his like reclined, cowering position.
Chuck him some axes. Give him some weapons from our cache.
Let's search the corner.
You want to search what?
I think we gave some to the other guys. Let me check what I have.
You see that the two, the one, what's the word? Shaman in this room seems to have that spear that he was holding. That's all the weapons you immediately notice.
Yeah, I think I have a javelin.
Yeah, you would have picked up a javelin during the goblin camp incursion.
All right, let's give him a spear and a javelin and check
Yeah,
out.
I'm giving.
Okay.
He has a javelin.
Okay, he holds it
Sweet.
and gives the spear to his friend, and they are holding them like partially to hold themselves up and partially trying to wield them menacingly.
That'll be fine.
Sweet. What would you like to do now?
Let's check out this door.
Yeah.
Okay. Just as I described, it's got a series of tusks and sort of pointy things embedded in it. Do you just try to open it?
Can I do like Arcana check or something to try and look for traps?
Are you looking for arcane traps or physical traps?
Arcane traps.
Okay, make an Arcana check. Okay, with a 15, you're confident that there's no arcane mechanisms or wards built into this door.
Can I do an investigation as well, or a perception to see if there are anything?
Investigation is kind of like spending a little bit of time and touching it with your hands often. Perception is looking at it. Which one would you rather do?
Perception.
Okay, go for it. Okay, with an 11, you don't get the sense that it's trapped. You get, because your knowledge of Orcish culture and religion is pretty good, you get the sense that this is more for show than functional trap purposes, or these sort of tusks and things.
All right, let's go.
Okay, you open the door. I assume everyone is going sneakily, so everyone give me a stealth check.
I'm good at these.
Oh.
Okay,
Well,
so
You have
do well.
kind of like character ability that stops you doing stealth checks.
I was wearing like heavy armor, which I've now taken off because it was a disadvantage, and it hasn't paid off. I think I should put it back on.
the warhorse rolls a 19 like a fucking champ. But unfortunately, more people failed than succeeded. So as you sort of shuffle in, everyone can. I'll move the warhorse. Give me a second. As you shuffle into this fairly narrow corridor, you hear in the distance. You kick a couple of larger rocks on the stone floor, and they go clang, and they echo against the sort of iron ore of the corridor walls. And you hear in the distance off to your right a sound of like. And in Orcish, you hear, Joser, that it is someone saying something like, "Yes, that's them. Quick, I need time."
They want time. Let's not give it to them.
Okay.
Let's head in quickly. Send in the warhorse like always.
Yeah, don't change the plan.
Fuck, go!
Okay, so do you go left or right?
No, I'll do it.
Here we
yeah.
Okay, where?
Left. No, right. Well, because I reckon.
Go right.
Yeah, let's go right. Go right.
Okay, so it's quite a narrow corridor. What's the marching order? Like, who's going first? Is the warhorse out front?
Yep.
Okay, sweet. Then who comes after the warhorse?
I can go given that I'm the tank.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, that goes there. And then after them? After Abe? Who's next?
I can go.
Okay, Joser. And then after Joser?
I'll go.
Okay, and then Monty's bringing up the rear. Brave warrior though he is. All right, sweet. Awesome. That should be good. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I can see everything. Okay, cool. What Abe and the warhorse see? Can you feel the dramatic tension?
Yeah.
You can feel it. Dum 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 dum. Cool. So you see this chamber that is got a series of much smaller looking yurts. These yurts appear to be made from bark, and they look a little bit nicer somehow. And you see
Nice part. It's not that cheap stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And you see this guy that looks like a much sort of beefier version of the orcs that you've dispatched previously. All right. So this guy seems to be talking to the priest that ran away, and it appears to be Shift Z. He looks like that. So he's a slightly bigger, more muscular version of the other orcs that you've seen, and he seems to be talking to the war chief guy. And he turns around and sees that you guys are coming because of the incredible noise that you made, and he points his weapon at you, and it appears to be a very large axe, like proportional to his size. And he says, and Joser hears it dimly to be, "You have interrupted a sacred ritual. Your blood will erase this error from our God." And that is where we'll end the session.